Hello class, hope everybody's doing well. So I got a few questions from some of the questions from yesterday. So instead of moving on, what I wanted to do today is kind of go through those, give you the solutions, show you how I would do them, or show you some of the proper stuff, because I know like how to write certain exponents in certain ways, or so there are some questions about that, just basically how should it be written. So I'll go through those, and then you'll have some more practice to do. Okay, so let's look at the questions from yesterday. Alright, so we wanted to find the original equations, so f of x of each of these. So it means we had to integrate each of these. Okay, so we write it like that. Raise this by 1, which gives me a negative 1. So I divide by that. Right? So basically I just get negative x to negative 1 for that one. Alright, for this one you integrate each one separately. Okay? So raise this by 1 and we divide by that number. Okay, put our subtraction sign. Now this I'm going to rewrite as x to negative 4 over 2. Okay, so I raise this by 1, gives me a negative 3. I'll divide by that, because 2 is already in the bottom, it gives me a negative 6. And negative negative gives me a positive. And then I can write it like that. Now you could have wrote this underneath with the 6 as 1 over 6x cubed. That's fine too. Either way, so when you're writing these, it doesn't matter which way you write it. I know before sometimes we didn't want the negative exponents, but it doesn't really matter for integration. Alright, plus, so raise this by 1 gives us 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we just get x squared here. Okay? And now this one. So you should have cleaned this one up. So you should have pulled this out, because you can't integrate it like that. So we get x squared, negative x, and positive 3x, this is positive 2x, and negative 3. Square root of x. Okay, so how do I integrate this? So I just have two different functions. I can rewrite this as 1 over square x times x squared plus 2x, minus 3. Let me rewrite that. Minus 3. Okay, so basically I can integrate this one, multiply it by the integration of this. Okay. So it's just like how you do each of these terms separately. And that's all this is, just another term, but it's being multiplied rather than adding or subtracting. Okay, so I can do it like integration of 1 over x dx times integration of x squared plus 2x minus 3 dx. Okay? And then I can just combine it all at the end. So this I can rewrite as x to the negative 1/2. 1/2 is square root, and because it's on the bottom, I write a negative. Times integration. Okay. So let's do this one. Raise this one by 1. So negative 1/2 plus 1 is a positive 1/2. And divide by that. So you get a fraction on the bottom. And you have to invert it so it becomes 2x to the 1/2. Okay, times, and let's do all these separately. Raise this by 1, divide, so we got 1/3 x cubed, plus raise this by 1 gives me a 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so you should get that. Now let's simplify this. So basically we're just going to distribute this to all three of these. So I get 2/3. And x to the 1/2 times x cubed, remember you just add the exponents. So 1/2, this is the same thing as 6/2. So 6/2 plus 1/2 is 7/2. Same thing here. I get 2x, and this is like 4/2. So that gives me 5/2 minus negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, x, so that's 1 plus 1/2, so that's 3/2. Okay, so that's your answer there. Okay, hopefully that cleared up some questions. Hopefully you saw a different way to do this. Now, some of you may have done, so basically you probably brought this up and wrote it as a negative exponent and distributed it first and then took the integration. I think I saw one or two, at least the ones that sent me their work, the question. I saw that, and that's fine, but you can also do it this way. So basically you just did this distributing part before you integrate it. Either way is the same, whichever you want to do it, but you can always just break it up just like that. Okay, so here's some more practice. Give this a try. Just like the ones from yesterday, this one's just like the one we did in the video yesterday too, so you might want to reference back to that if you forgot how to do that. But go ahead and give those two a try, and we'll look at some areas tomorrow. Alright, as always, if you have questions, mention me on Teams. If not, have a great day. Thanks.